Come on, girl. Good morning and welcome to A-1 Vacuum and Sewing's live stream for Friday, April 11th.
Okay.
We remain remarkably caught up in service. So for those of you who have serviced your machines of late, you're getting your machines back within 1 to 2 days, barring parts and stuff like that. So it remains a great time to service. I was reading this article about the benefits of sauna to the lymphatic system.
Really?
Yep. Oh yeah.
So
We were listening to it last night on that podcast I played.
yeah, but you know
while
what?
you were
I was
sitting
working.
there. Okay.
I was working.
Right. That's what you were doing when you missed the sauna too.
I was working.
You can lead a horse to water.
I want to drink. I want to drink.
But then she's like, I don't have time. I don't have time.
I was busy. I was working. Okay, I have some good news and I have some bad news. The good news is
We're going on vacation next week.
the bad news is we have to come back after. I'm just kidding. No, okay. The good news is my shipping confirmation says that I am receiving Star Spangled Beauty today from Kimberbell, which means I'll have the designs and the embellishment kits. The bad news is I received my shipping confirmation from E.E. Shank, and they said I'm not getting the kits until next week. But it's good.
So no kits for you.
No kits for you. E.E. Shank is, I think, Oregon, right? So we get them fast. We get them in 2 days. I'm sorry, I'm having that nerve pain in or just like some discomfort on my back of my arm. So it's not going.
Are you having a heart attack?
That's not even funny. That's not even something you joke about.
That's what our friend thought. He's like, one of our friends had a heart attack.
Yeah, so why would you joke about it?
And he was like, he had just ridden his mountain bike, and he was like, my hands always go numb when I ride mountain bikes.
I don't know. I don't like joking about that kind of stuff. So
I'm now officially completely freaked out about having a heart attack. I'm like, I need to go have a calcium scan and make sure my heart's good. Can I help you?
I feel like a bear. Like I need to. No,
Are you itchy?
It's just like, they don't tell you. I guess you don't realize when you have certain surgeries, right? You don't realize.
They really don't tell you.
Yeah, they don't.
They don't tell you.
No,
They don't prepare you for any of it.
Yes.
They go, we're going to go in and cut some stuff out.
Yeah.
And then you call them later and you're like, I'm having this experience. And they're like, oh, yeah, that's totally expected. You're like,
yeah.
Why didn't you tell me that?
I didn't realize, what I didn't know? I didn't know because I ended up having 3 lymph nodes removed. And even to this day, I was like, I Googled it afterwards because I thought lymph nodes were maybe, I still don't know how big they are. Are they different sizes everywhere?
I think so, because you can feel them in places.
Yeah. But I didn't realize.
I think they're probably a centimeter.
Like a grave
I don't know.
or
I don't
something.
know.
But I didn't know how many we had, and I think in the armpit it said it can vary. Like some people can have 12, and some people can have 20. So I didn't realize how different I would feel after having those removed.
Well, and I think they remove those and the tissue surrounding too, because you have divots where they remove those in the armpit.
And I didn't realize what kind of nerve damage I would experience like, because, and
Your
you,
surgery was brutal.
But lots of women go through it. Lots of women go through it.
That doesn't remove the
I
fact.
understand.
That's like saying first world problems. Like first world problems are still problems. It just means you're not starving to death, right?
Okay, but what you're not doing is listening to my whole point, which is you meet so many women. Well, number one, it's one of those things where, and if you guys don't know, because some people just join us and like you've just gotten to know us, but
you missed it.
You missed it. Yeah, I had breast cancer, and so when you have breast cancer, you meet other women that have breast cancer, because people don't. When you meet somebody, you don't lead by going, "Hey, I'm a breast cancer survivor."
Well, you want to know how to get a picture of how many women actually experience breast cancer? Tell a group of 7,000 women that you have breast cancer, like, and they come out of the woodwork.
Yeah, and
because
then
you don't
realize
know.
that.
You just don't realize that people have experienced that.
So the other thing is, then you find out somebody has it, but you don't know what their whole experience has been. And so I didn't, nobody says, oh, I had that surgery, because they want to encourage you. And so mostly you're going to be fine and it's going to be okay. And like, look at me, I survived and they're
like the doctors. They don't tell you until afterwards.
Yeah.
Afterwards, they're like, oh God, it's awful.
Yeah, but I didn't realize that would be something
so impactful.
Yes. So, but anyways, just like it's just bothering me today.
Do you want Advil?
No, it's not like a pain. It's just it just doesn't feel right. So so that was the bad news, and that was the good news. So next week, and
we're gone. So will
Lindsay's
we ship
here.
That?
No, well, okay, it says Monday, which we don't normally work Monday, but I'm going to come in.
We'll talk to the guy.
I'm going to try to come in and accept delivery so I can grab that stuff and start shipping it before we leave. And even when I do leave, yeah, Rochelle, it's not fun. So even when I do leave, Lindsay's going to be here. So Lindsay's been working with us and training and doing the shipping. So that'll be her fledgling experience for those days that we're gone. But I'll be here at the beginning of next week. So we will send it out then. And if you are chomping at the bit for anything, because if you do have that stuff, I'm kind of hoarding everything so I can send it to you all together. But if you're like, I don't want to wait till next Monday, send it now, then just let me know. I know it's just
wait.
It's
just wait. Like, it doesn't make any sense for you to
will
pay shipping twice.
Yeah, because when we combine, we try to refund. But it will probably take us Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to get all of those.
How many kits are going out?
Oh, there'll be probably like
90 or something.
Well, there'll probably be like 60 to 80 different orders because some
it's
people
gonna
didn't
take,
order
it's
the
gonna
kits.
It's going to take several days
so,
for us to get it together.
These kits are ready, and these are the ones that go with the little banner. So they go with the welcome garden flag banner. But guess what? I'm out of the designs, and those are going to be here Wednesday. So those are going to ship middle to end of the week. So all this stuff is middle to end of the week. I'm going to start stitching this weekend, but it's not a sew along. I'm going to be posting the videos. So then I'll have those all done for you probably. Usually when I start stitching something like this, I think this is going to take like not even the weekend. Maybe the weekend to like get it all done and sewn together and post all those videos. So that's going to be going up.
Can we talk invoices really quickly? Just like address the fact that we have a couple of different invoice systems that we're using.
Sure.
So sometimes you guys get, and Jeannie and I were talking last night, because as we've used the Shopify invoices more, like I've learned more about how they've worked, and I'll be chatting with Lindsay today about a couple of things that you have to consider when you're making those invoices. But sometimes you'll get an email directly from the Shopify system, from A-1 Reno Vac and Sew, and there's a little link at the bottom that says click here to complete your purchase. For most of you, it should be just as easy to click here to complete your purchase. That said, you'd be amazed how many of you have multiple accounts.
Oh yeah. Because
on our website. Like some of you have 3 or 4 different accounts, meaning you forgot your login and you just created another new account. And then you forgot your login and you created another new account. You may not have even been aware that you're doing that. So one of the things that we've run into is sometimes when we pull you up to send you that invoice, we've pulled up one of your older accounts or an account that you're not using. And so somebody called me yesterday and was like, yeah, but when I log in to pay the invoice, the card is different. Well, we sent it to one of your older accounts. So that's something that's been going on. And then generally, if I send you a Square invoice, like if it's a product that we have on the website, we're just basically handling it and sending them that way. The easiest thing for us to do is to just have you click those links and take care of that. If your product sits for 3 or 4 days and hasn't gone out because you haven't, if the product sits for a couple of days, we will call you and try to collect payment over the phone so that they don't sit. But that's just to acknowledge that you will get emails from us asking for money when we want to send you something that hasn't been paid for. And like I said, the easiest thing for you to do when you get those is to just click the links and pay them. Right now, the Susan Cram's saying you need to rest that arm.
Is that what I need to do? But it's like.
Does it itch? Like
Yeah,
you're like
kinda,
scratching
yes. It's just, and then it doesn't feel good to touch because it just like.
It's not. It's hollow.
Yeah, it just feels like.
See that, like if you'd been in there last night.
Yes.
Like,
Oh, you know what? So then Patrick started talking about. He got out of the sauna, so we just got a sauna, and he got out and he was like, that back pain I have, gone. And I was like, I have back pain?
well, so like I've been having like this neck thing. Like I talked to the surgeon and I was like, God, my neck has been bothering me like in a way that it's never bothered me before. And he's like, well, I literally had to like basically cut that off of your spine and remove the attachment at the muscle. So he's like, you have scar tissue that's forming and like your muscle's kind of freaking out. And it's true. Like I was in there I got out a couple of times, but I was in there for 40 plus minutes last night. And like at like minute 25, all of a sudden I was like, oh man.
Yeah.
I'm totally good now.
So maybe it's a miracle cure-all. I'm gonna go in there tonight and see if it can just like.
She has to be willing to sweat. She doesn't like to breathe hard. She doesn't like to sweat. She doesn't like to move.
I don't like to be cold. But I don't like to be hot. I was like, can I lay in here?
But she wants to live.
But I want to live. Like wanting to live is a strong motivator to get me to do stuff that I don't normally want to do. So yeah, I want to live. I want to be pain-free. So I'll report back tomorrow and let you know or Tuesday and let you know if it fixes all my ailments.
I think, is Michelle uploading the video from yesterday's class right now? Is that what I was listening? So it'll go out at some point today.
Yes. I put this up last night. So this is the airing. So what's up? Oh, I don't know if I bumped it to the top of the promotions page. What's up is the design, the hardware kit, which we're getting some next week. I'll see how people order, and then I'll probably order more at the beginning of next week. Just understand, we are a small store, so we can't afford to have 30.
There's a remarkable amount of stuff.
And we do so many different classes, and even with us being a small store, we're packed to the brim. If you come in here, it's like Candyland. So
Candyland.
Isn't this like candy? This is like candy. You don't think?
I don't know about that.
You know where Patrick's Candy is? Right at the other end of the building, which is the bike shop. So sometimes I'm like, Patrick, and no answer. I'm like, where is that man? I bet he's at the bike shop. And that's where he is, at his candy store. But this is your candy store. So so sometimes it does take us a little longer. Sometimes we do have to reorder stuff. I hope you guys understand.
Inventory management, like so one of the things I consistently hear when people come to the store is you guys have more stuff than almost every store I've ever been in. And so there are a remarkable number of SKUs here, which is crazy because when we bought the store, we sold machines, we sold vacuums, we sold bags, and we sold feet.
There was like 3 rolls of stabilizer and like two packs of feet.
Nothing else.
Maybe a random hoop.
And so, but the only way to make a store like ours successful is to heavily manage that inventory.
Pam asked, what kind of batting do you use? That's a great question and very timely because Michelle Burritt and Gail Cram, their next quilt talk, which is on the calendar, I think it's the 1st, I think it might be the 5th or something, I have to look. They are going to be discussing batting, all different types of batting, things to use with your batting, how to deal with your batting. At the store, and what we use in most of our projects is Hobbs 80/20 because it's a great quality batting for that price. And it's kind of like an all-purpose. I'm not a batting expert, so if you're like, "There's no all-purpose," you're right. I'm wrong, but it's.
Is it possible for everybody to be right?
No.
We were talking about friends that argue the other day, and I was like, the funny thing about those two, they're both right.
Yeah. Yeah, that is funny.
Like when one argues about the other one, you're like, totally
like,
see it. And then when one argues about the other one, you're like, I totally see it.
Yeah.
So the
Wait, we, and then the other thing we carry in the store is we do carry some smaller packs of batting for like a crib size, a twin, a full. I think we'll probably start to carry more, but those are just bagged and ready to go, just to make it easy for you. We do not carry on the bolt. We do carry on the bolt for our samples and things like that. Maybe we'll start carrying more now that Joann's isn't available, just because I know a lot of people.
Did you hear back from Brewer regarding drop shipping?
Oh yeah, I did send a note to Brewer to see if they would drop ship, so I haven't heard back. They asked me for some information.
So would it be possible for Jermaine to purchase just the video of the class for the IQ in Luminaire, the fills?
Yeah, just call us or send me a note, and
so
then we'll
Jermaine,
invoice you, and we'll send that class to you.
The number is 775-852-2323.
Jermaine, we'll reach out. I'm putting it in here right now.
Somebody asked, does the thread stand for the Luminaire fit the Avenire? It does. Carol says, I may have deleted the invoices accidentally. How do I find out? So, Carol, if you did delete them, what'll happen is I watch the invoices for about a day, meaning if we sent one to you yesterday and it's not paid today, I'll let you get through the day because people have stuff going on. People are busy. Generally, day 2 or day 3, I'll pick up the phone and call you, or Lindsay will pick up the phone and call you to collect payment. If you ever have a scenario where, because there are a couple things invoice-wise that make the invoices successful or not. So if you're ever in a scenario where the invoice doesn't work for you, just call the store. Like, I think I'm on top of that. I think I've gone through just about every scenario through the Shopify invoices. There's some stuff I'm going to cover with Lindsay today that I think will cover it. So I think a lot of those problems will go away. The most challenging one for us is just this challenge of the fact that, and I think it's the majority of you have more than one account, because almost every invoice I've sent, when I type in your name, 2 or 3 accounts pop up. So what I've begun doing is I keep a window open where I can just type your name in and look at your last order to see which of the accounts is the one that you're currently using. So, so I think a lot of those issues will go away. But if you ever go to pay one of those invoices and you have a problem, just call the store. And the number's attached to the invoice, like it's right there. And we can get that taken care of really fast. We'll ship the small bags of batting. They're large from a box standpoint. So the shipping expense of the batting is real. But, I mean, it's not crazy because batting's light. Barbara Brady's saying that a small pillow under her arm helped when she was experiencing what you're experiencing.
Yeah, right? And like, I so appreciate that because I appreciate this sisterhood. I always say it's like, it's not a club you want to be in, but the company is
It's like
good.
a cop that walks a bad beat.
Oh, you know what? Speaking of cops, we did want to talk crime scene to you.
Yeah.
So Patrick the other day was at the counter, and somebody came in and they had an issue, and he started to talk to them about it's like a crime scene. I was like, oh, that's the perfect way to describe it, because that is what happens. So Patrick, do you want to take it away?
So oftentimes you have a problem, and you have a problem at home. And then what you do is you show up in the store, you show me a video, which videos never help. Pictures never help. I got to be like, oh yeah, great. You showed me your picture. But this is true.
Yeah.
So like, don't send me a picture. Don't send me a video. You got this bloody murderous crime scene, right?
Your
And
machine
then
wouldn't show.
it doesn't-
Bread was being destroyed.
Yeah,
Everything was being
like
eaten.
it won't even stitch.
This
It won't
is
do
your
this.
crime
It won't
scene.
do that. That's the crime scene. And then the next thing you do is you completely clean up that crime scene. I went into my bobbin case and I cleaned everything out. I wiped up all the blood. I got rid of the murder weapon. I replaced the needle. So there's a knife there, but it's a completely different knife. And then you bring it in, you go, what happened? The challenge is, I have no idea what happened. What percentage of the time do you think somebody calls us and something's happening, they come here, we set up the machine and it works?
90% of the time.
I'd say 80% of the time.
80% of the time.
So what that means is 80% of the time, it's something in the setup of the machine. It's something that's going on. So what I was explaining to the customer is when you really have a problem like that and you're going to bring the machine in, leave the machine as is. Now, that doesn't mean leave your embroidery unit connected. You can remove the hoop. You can, pull the embroidery unit out. You can cut, like if you've got a big wad of thread underneath, you can cut that thread so you can get the hoop out. But leave the machine threaded with what you were using. Leave the needle in that you were using. Like what's crazy, it's something that we see all the time. We see needles in backwards all the time. So, when you bring me a completely cleaned up crime scene, it's impossible for me to identify the murderer. So, if you are going to bring a machine in, it's way better for me to see how the machine was set up. And, the simple reason for that is generally when we set it up, it's fine. So, the thread broke and I noticed there was a rat's nest inside where the take up bar goes and down. I got most of it out, but so should I bring it in for service or just a needle or cleaning issue? I'll answer that in a second, Margaret. So the point is, though, you need to bring us the machine as it was. Like, looking at a completely clean machine, like, I'm like, oh, look, it stitches fine.
Yeah.
Everything is fine.
I want it
Everything
with the thread, with the needle as is, with the
leave
fabric.
it threaded. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah. Bring it in with the fabric that you're sewing on, with the thread that you are working with. Whatever it is, just leave it and just bring it into us. And that way we can troubleshoot with you. That's really, really important.
Well, and that's like a big thing, because when a machine comes in and it works perfectly fine for us, but it doesn't work for you, everybody always goes, oh, it's like a car. Like, you know, you go in and the car operates totally fine for the mechanic. I disagree with that analogy. And the reason I disagree with that analogy is cars are a completely much more complicated beast. A sewing machine can be broken by its setup. So, you know, there's a big difference there. Like, if you miss a take-up lever, or if your thread's bound under a spool, or if the needle's in backwards, or if your bobbin case is in incorrectly, or if, you know, all those things break the machine. Now, is the machine broken? Absolutely not. As soon as any of those things is rectified, the machine starts working again. But the challenge is having all that stuff fixed. Or people come in, the foot's off, the needle's out, there's nothing in the bobbin case. Like, and then when we set it up, we're going to set it up correctly and your problem goes away. And then people are frustrated. Well, why can't you tell me, like, or you're convinced that the machine is broken when oftentimes the machine's not broken. There's an error in setup, and it's impossible for us to identify that. So, you know, when there are those issues, best case scenario, you bring us the machine as is. You leave the thread where it's sitting. You leave everything where it is. It's important to pull the embroidery unit off because you can do some damage to the machine in traveling with the embroidery unit. So that's fine to pull that off. A lot of times all I really need to see, because it's almost never the embroidery unit. I mean, it literally in 10 years, I think I've seen 2 bad embroidery units. But so most of the time I just need the head unit, but I need to be able to see what was actually happening at the time. If you broke a needle, that's fine. Leave the broken needle in there. Because sometimes people leave the broken needle in there and I pull it out, flats to the front. I'm like, the needle was in backwards. So all those things are a factor. You're talking about a machine that operates with a 1 millimeter allowance. So any of that stuff is off, the needle's bent. Like, how many times have people brought in the machine as is and I look at the needle and I'm like, the needle's bent. Just throwing a new needle would fix it. So, Margaret, regarding your issue, if it's caught up where you can see it through step number 1, 2, 3, 4, then we should probably see it. Now, if your machine is at 3 million stitches, it needs to be serviced. Or if it's at 2.8 million stitches and we're 1 day out, we'll service it because it's.
But if you just got it serviced.
But if you just got it serviced, there's
the
a
boys
million
can-
stitches on it. Like, we can pull it in the back, open that cam, and remove that thread for you.
Yeah.
So it's case by case basis.
Miss Pan Shepherd, yes, I can ship batting to you. I'm not sure what sizes I have in stock, but I'm going to order more today. So I can order you whatever size you want. Just shoot me an email.
Can we talk about the Avenire mats?
Before you talk about the Avenire mats, let me just answer their question. Regarding Avenire Club, Sue, you asked about Avenire Club. We're not really doing, like, what we're doing. It's not like you're going to join and be in the club.
And you get a shirt and a hat
And we have a secret handshake. And you get to know the secret word. So we're just going to be doing classes that are geared towards the Avenire, some special classes. And Cindy, I was thinking about it. We'll do some stuff that's going to be for Luminaire, and I'll also probably do some classes that'll be combined, where I go,
We're not going to have a Luminaire. Like in a month or so, there will be no Luminaire.
No, it's my baby. I have one. It's my baby. I can't give it up. I can't.
I'm gonna
and
sell
Michelle
it.
still has hers.
I'm going to sell it.
Michelle still has hers. I just can't. I can't give it up. I can't. Okay, so Avenire Club, everyone can join. The people that did buy the machine from us, your Avenire, when we do these special Avenire Club classes, your class will be for free. That's just how that's going to work. And
coupon code got sent out to them last night.
yeah, so we did send out your first coupon code.
No
and
sharing.
I think, well, I'll know.
We'll know.
Yeah, I'll know because I know who's in our Avenire Club. So don't pass it on to anybody. And it's a one-time use code anyway. So if you gave it to somebody, then you don't get to use it. So Michelle did put up the first class, which is going to be the picture play class, and there's 2 sessions in May, and then we'll have another class that's going to happen it probably will be Avenire Club because this is, it's going to be geared towards Avenire. Then there'll be some other classes that we'll be having that,
We have a
are
lot of
open
classes
to everyone.
where people can use any machine.
Yeah, your Luminaire is always going to be relevant. Well, will be relevant for a long, long time.
So Anna asks a really good question, which is, so should we not troubleshoot? No, you should absolutely troubleshoot. But if the machine is still not working, then you want to leave the murder scene.
But when you come, that's the thing. When you get to the point, yes, troubleshoot 9 out of 10 times. Just rethreading
That's gonna
fixes.
fix it.
Just rethreading. Pull everything out. Do needle down, needle up. Just rethread, and that a lot of times that will fix your problem. But if you've been working on that all afternoon and you still can't get it to sew and you're so frustrated, before you bring it to us, just leave it the way it is and just bring it in.
Well,
That's
and
what we're
Anna,
saying.
we've experienced that, right? Like we've had issues where you and I get on the phone, we troubleshoot, and then it's like, no, it's got to go somewhere. So, so those are, this is more about just
Hey, Michelle.
making sure when you do have those irreparable at-home issues to make sure that you're showing the people that you're taking it to how it was set up.
Yes, it'll help everybody. Because sometimes it's like some little thing that we can see that we're like, oh, that was it.
So,
Should we do our Cindy West? Last one. I'm grabbing it and saving it for you. But
and that's
if
the last one in history.
the last one, I mean, what's so nice is like the embellishment makes this kits. All the embellishments that go along with it. I'm gonna save this for you, Miss Cindy West. Shoot me a note if you want it, and then Lindsay will invoice you for it. We can
So
add it to
Ellie
whatever
and
else
Gail
you
are
have.
both saying they didn't get a code. Was it a group email?
Yeah. We're checking. So, yeah, Ellie and Gail.
And it's possible that it got screened out. We can send them to you directly. So the should we do a question? Do you
Yeah,
have a
I
question?
have a question. And it was so the
She wants it.
last Okay, Miss Cindy, I'm saving it for you. Not Cindy. So when the gals did the last quilt talk, we had asked the question beforehand. So we had a lot of things that they covered during that last episode. So we are going to be doing, the next one that they're doing is going to be about batting. What's the date today? Because I had to search for it before. 4/11. So, whatever questions you have about batting, like what kind of batting should I get? Do you use fusible batting? How do you attach your batting? Do you spray? Do you pin? When should I use wool batting? How about silk batting? What's the best batting out there? Do you guys like Pellon? Do you like, is it Quilter's Dream batting? What's the difference between having an 80-20 and having 100%? So whatever questions you have about batting, That's what the question is for the weekend.
Do we know what the giveaway is?
We do not know what the giveaway is a secret. So, yeah, it's going to be a secret giveaway, but we'll make sure it's something fun, and you'll be like, ooh, I'm so glad I won.
Is the Avenire class on the calendar?
Avenire class is on the calendar. There is
So
one
look
on...
at the calendar on our website
It's-
in May, and
there-
you'll see it there.
There's one on May 14th, and the other one is May 29th. So those are the 2 days.
Is it a scenario where, because you've talked about like the gals who bought from us getting it for free, are there limited numbers in the class, and is priority given to
Priority is not, but we
Okay.
did enough that, I mean, we did
between
two
the
sessions
two
of 30.
classes you can get
Yeah,
in?
there's 2 sessions of 30. Just to be honest with you, we're not going to do pre-recorded because it's going to be pretty interactive. And part of the class is you bringing your own images and having time to play with those images and see which ones work really well and which ones don't. So since there's so many different variables, there's not going to be a pre-recorded version. And then the other thing is when we do the live classes, maybe half the people show up. A lot of people prefer to just watch the recording afterwards. So even though it's open for 30, we'll probably have more like 10 to 15 in each class,
Sharon's
which is a
saying
great number.
She doesn't see a code either. Did they go out?
So we'll figure it out.
Just went out. Sent email now. It was in the draft folder.
Oh, it was in the draft.
I had
So,
a second session on.
yes, sometimes we don't hit send, and Michelle was putting up the
I
second
learned
session.
that from Jeannie.
Yes, that's what I train them. I'm like, don't really send it, just kind of send it, like in your mind. So it just went out, so you should find it now. And again, it's for those in the Avenire Club, it's a one-time use code, so it'll only work for you once. And I would, if you are in our club, I would do all of them. And then we'll do something where we have a playlist, Avenire Club 2025. And maybe next year, it'll just be, we do an Avenire project when, I mean, there's just times when it'll strike our fancy where I was like, oh my God, yeah, let's do this like class. That's going to be so specific for the Avenire. Now we're going to try to do it at least every other month, if not every month.
So regarding the Avenire mat, and this is not really selling it. So the Brother anti-vibration mats are like the nicest ones.
They are
for
the
sure.
nicest.
So what it comes down to, but they're big.
I'm going to grab it.
They're
grab it.
expensive and they're heavy, meaning there's going to be a shipping cost to them. So, you have to decide for yourself if they're worth it. Are they the only option? No. But I will say that they are the nicest. Like, and this goes back years. Like, Brother used to sell these anti-vibration mats, and we've kept a ton of them. Like, not sold them, even when they were like the last ones.
And it can double as your beach blanket or an overnight pad for your guest.
Or a yoga mat.
Or yoga mat. But they are really, really nice. And they have this nice grip. They're really thick. This gorgeous blue says Avenire. So really, really up to you. Is this really how big the Avenire is? We should,
No,
you know
I mean,
what?
it's
I
like
am gonna
massively
put
oversized. But what was funny was,
Yeah, maybe I'm going to take
I don't
picture
think
of
they
it.
ever intended to sell them. Like, they sent them to dealers, and then people that saw them freaked out and were like, we've got to have those. So dealers were like, we've got to have those.
We're going to put it out underneath our Avenire, and I'll take a picture of it, and we'll load it so you'll get an idea of the size.
They're there. Yeah.
But let's put it underneath that one and take a picture so they have a real scale. idea.
So it's just one of those things. Like,
Oh, it's so comfortable to like lay back on. No, just kidding.
she'll have it folded under her arm.
Yes, it'll be my my lymphedema mat. That'll go under my arm. Dimensions are on the website. I don't have them memorized. And the
yes,
dates.
all the tapes, like all the classes are recorded and then sent to people. So if you can't make the class, then
Okay. So question, what are your questions regarding batting? Whatever questions you've ever had regarding batting, that is going to be the question of the weekend. And then we'll have a great prize to give out next week.
the baby lock mats, we do not have any of, and they were nowhere near as nice.
They were nowhere near.
They
as
were
nice.
like-
Actually, I did. I found one in the back. So there's 2 sizes that went up. So look up anti-vibration. I think that's the easiest way to do that. And there is a smaller size that will fit your Stellaire, your Luminaire, all of this. You could get this one and cut it in half and easily use it for 2 machines. Or you could cut it in half this way, use it for your Avenire, and then this way could be for your, because look, this is huge too. This has got to be like 20 inches. Do you think 12? Yeah, this has got to be 20 inches just this way. So this could be your mat for every machine in your
This
sewing
looks like
room.
more like 30 inches to me.
This way?
This way?
Yeah. Maybe it's even, I'd say 25. It's big. It's really big.
No,
So-
there were Brother stopped selling the vibration mats.
Who did?
Brother. Like at one point we had asked our rep for like as many anti-vibration mats than we could get. And my rep
they
called me
come
and
out
was
with
like, they
aluminum
found
wrap?
like 12 of them in the warehouse and we're going to send them to you.
Yeah, Giselle,
Um,
so there's 2 sizes on our site. One, if you type in Avenire, it will pop up. And the other one, you could type in Luminaire because I put in the description Luminaire Stellaire. So, and it doesn't have to be limited to those machines, but it will fit those machines and anything smaller.
And then Anna asks, are the Brother mats better than the Martelli mats? The Martelli mats are different.
Yeah, those are totally
Because the
different.
Martelli mats are much smaller in size, and a big point of the Martelli mat, similar to their rulers, is that they don't slip. The idea behind the Martelli mat is if you put the machine on the Martelli mat and then use the tilt function on the Martelli table, the machine doesn't fall.
And these wouldn't slip either. I don't think these would slip. But
I mean this top, like I
The
don't think the
bottom.
machine would.
the mat won't slip.
Right,
the
but this is
machine,
sticky
yes.
front and back.
Yes, so this has the same coating front and back, which is almost like a felt, and it says line the back. Oh, this is for
It's
the
like
foot
rubber.
control, and then it also has like a. It looks like it has like a wooden core.
Well, that's
Like
that's different than the.
Oh, is this different?
That's totally different.
This is a.
the machine mat is like that, but no core.
Oh, it doesn't have a
but
core.
it's sticky top and bottom. And sticky, it's not like if you touch it, you don't stick to it. But if you put it on the Martelli table and like pull, it doesn't move. Like it sticks to the table. And so it is really, the Martelli mats really are, I don't want to say less about vibration control, but they're more about providing that stability for when you use the tilt functions to the tables. So, you know, I don't necessarily think one is better than the other. All right. Hey, Jeannie, are we done? What was the question one last time?
Batting.
So we went out for dinner last night, and I was paying the bill, and I look over at Jeannie, and Jeannie's all by herself, standing in front of the store, totally dancing to no music.
think I
There
was
was
just
no
going-
music playing
I was just doing this. Where were you guys? We went to Liberty.
at Liberty.
We went to Liberty. I got the music in me. You guys hear it when I do my classes because I burst out in song and I do it all day here too. I've always had the music in me. I was born with the music in me.
It's just the
because-
wrong music.
Yeah, it's the wrong music. Because my name is Jeannie, my brothers used to call me Weenie, which was like the worst nickname as a child. I hated it. But all they would say is, "Shut up, Weenie! Weenie, shut up!" Because I would just be singing all day, every day. I just got the music in me. It is the wrong music, but it's my music. So It's okay. I think that's it. Let's get started. So we're gonna get out as much as we can right now today. But the big push is I keep pushing it back. It's really gonna be next week.
And
next
we're gone
week's gonna be
Thursday through Monday.
Yes. Next week is gonna be the
Not
big.
reachable. No emails.
I'm gonna answer. Because what
No
am I gonna do all
emails.
day?
You're gonna have fun with me. I'm gonna get some attention. It's not gonna be like, I don't have time. No, I can't. No. Let's go have fun. No.
Patrick. I'm not.
If that's not the realest representation in the last 10 years, I don't know what is.
Yes. Patrick needs some love and attention, so I will be on vacation at the end of next week. Because we're celebrating 25 years of wedded bliss, right? So 25 years of wedded bliss is what we're celebrating next week. So, okay, have a great weekend.